Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on Hamilton Radio. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smart ass than a dumbass, guys, because almost 32 years now ago, I was a dumbass. But 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I am a smart ass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 20 times. It means donkey, and that's what I was. Guys, I'm saying this to say this. We've all had a rough couple of years all over the world, okay? There's no reason why anyone should feel alone. I'm a recovery coach and a nutritional health coach. Please, please, please reach out if you need someone to talk to. I'm always available, okay? Having said that, if you think my book can help someone, please go. You can go to my website, actually, geripetito.com, and you can see Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing. You can go on anywhere, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, it's everywhere. But listen, I think my book could help save a life. And if anyone out there truly, truly cannot afford my book, please reach out to me about that as well. And go to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel and please subscribe. We've got some really cool things happening. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. That was my Elvis, because today, guys, 45 years ago today, Elvis passed away. And I think it was 2019 maybe, 18 or 19, Aretha Franklin passed away the same day. So the king and queen, they're up in heaven right now, man. They are singing together. I know it, I know it, I know it, okay? So rest in peace, guys, and thank you for all your entertainment. So I have a really cool show, all right? These boys, they stole a piece of my heart, okay? They interviewed me on their podcast, okay? All right, so I'm going to let them introduce the show. I don't want to not say it properly, but we have Aron and Jay with us. So, boys, tell everyone exactly what the name of your podcast is and what it means.
It's the Any, Every, Nothing podcast. Basically, our motto is we talk about anything, everything, and nothing all at the same time. So, a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, literally anything. I mean,
Yeah.
we've touched a lot, and we don't really have a subject we haven't avoided, which has been kind of nice. That's like one of the things I love about it is we hit all kinds of stuff. It's just I'm having fun with it.
So,
Sure.
what made you guys, I really want everyone to hear this, what made you guys want to do something like that and title it that way?
I think the biggest thing, I think why I did it was I just like to get to know somebody. I mean, you're a woman from Jersey, and we know you now. I mean, it's something that it's kind of opened a lot of doors. We meet a lot of new people of every different background, and that kind of just fascinates me to see the views of other people, and hear their take on subjects that we like to talk about.
Yeah, and I think like as our name, I mean, we're not like when you look up the podcast, it's not gonna be grouped with something. It's not gonna be grouped into like a political thing or like a sports category. It's its own thing. You can't just. I mean, it's everything. It's in there.
Or nothing.
Or
Yeah,
nothing.
Sometimes it's nonsense. Yes.
We've literally had nonsense, and we've gotten on, and we literally have no idea what we're going to talk about. Like we were not prepared at all that night, but we find something, we wing it off of that. and we roll with it, and that's where the nothing comes in.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, any, every, nothing, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. All right. And I know this is going to seem silly, like I've asked you this already, but nothing. What made you put that word in there? That you're going to be talking about nothing. It's kind of like, right? Weird.
Yeah, sometimes it's like I think a lot of it's like long term, long talks that just kind of just go anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah,
So sometimes there's not really any a point to where we're going with things. It's just kind of just like a conversation with some buddies. I mean, how many times have you been with some friends and just, I mean, you have a long conversation, but what did you really talk about?
Nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
love
You
it.
talked about nothing because you accomplished nothing during the conversation.
yeah.
There was no like main subject on what you're talking about.
Where do you guys live? Tell everyone.
Oh, we both live in Ohio, kind of like the center around Columbus of Ohio.
Yeah, Central Ohio.
That's so
As,
cool.
Yeah, I love Cincinnati. That's kind of if you see me on anything, I'm gonna have something Cincinnati on. So that's kind of I love that city as well. But we reside, near Central Ohio.
So it's so funny. You're from Ohio, and you said like you know me now. I'm from Jersey. Like to us, Jersey's just Jersey. You know what I mean? But now,
High energy people.
yeah. But we would say, oh my gosh, he's from Ohio. You know?
Yeah,
I think
It is, and that is one of the coolest things is like meeting people that you never would just meet on a regular day. Like that's the best part. We're meeting people from all over, and it's not people we even like consider in part of our group. Like it's just complete strangers. It's great.
it's great, right?
Yeah,
is.
you build
Very
a
fulfilling.
network. Yeah, you build a network. You start feeling proud of that network, and it's great to know like people want to be on the show and like people asking us to be on their show. Like from where we started till now, I feel like we've come a long way, and like it's exciting. Like every little bit is exciting about.
So okay, I have some more questions for you guys. What are your? I know you don't really deal with topics, but it depends on who you're interviewing. So there will be a topic, you know.
right.
What are your favorite topics to talk about?
Man, it's it's a little weird for me because like as you know, I've already told you I'm an atheist, so like we see things completely different. And you were the second person that came on our show that had a religious background, and like I think it's interesting to be able to sit there and talk to those people and hear their side of it with them knowing I'm an atheist and I have completely different views. Like, and they're okay with it. They
Yes.
don't look at you a certain way. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, that's kind of cool to run into people like that, to meet people through a podcast that can be like that. Those got to be my favorite.
That's
I
cool.
I think for me it's more, I always try to throw in, I don't know if I even did it with you, but I ask a lot of people like ghost stories and stuff like that if they have any ghost experiences.
They're exciting.
That's something that interests me. So I've asked a lot of guests if they've had any paranormal, or I mean even ask people about Bigfoot or something, like what they believe in, just to try to see just what they think.
Bigfoot's real. I believe in it.
I've had some ghost experiences. We don't have to get into it now, but I'll tell you later. I had some ghost experiences.
We'll have to hear them. Those get me. I like them.
Oh my goodness. Crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
as
I've had some
far
crazy
as like
experiences.
our different beliefs, see, all right, so I'm a person who doesn't judge anyone, okay? I love people, and I love hearing their stories and their thoughts and their beliefs and all that, because I believe God made us all, right? If I'm a Christian, I have to believe that. And I have to believe that I'm supposed to love everybody. So I've traveled all over the world just so I could meet people from different places that can't even understand me. Okay, it's so fascinating to me. I just love it. And that's why I guess we're doing this. Even me, right? You guys, me, I love it.
I think we have that in common, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I mean
absolutely.
that's like at first I think Aaron kind of did grapple with that at first of talking to people that were more religious because he didn't know how he was going to be accepted. I think at first, but
And
but
yeah, it's weird because we talked about it a few times about the whole religious thing. I'm like, at first I was like, honestly, I was like, I don't know if I want to get religion involved in any kind of way because I don't know if I'm going to end up arguing with somebody, and I don't want it to go bad. Like, I
Right.
don't want things to go in a negative way.
But you learn people have more in common than you realize. That's kind of something we've definitely
When
Yeah.
that
come to
stuff
learn.
happens, though, it's not about you. Trust me. It's about them. It's not about
Right.
you, because I don't even know you guys that well, and our interview was awesome, and I could just see the love in your eyes and your smiles, and listen, and the acceptance of you even towards me, right? So
Right.
it's not about you. When people get weird with me about things, I don't talk politics. I don't even talk religion. I just say I love God, but when people get weird with me, I say, look, this isn't about me, you know? So your podcast, I think, is so ridiculously cool, okay?
Thank you.
When I got the opportunity to talk to you guys and to be interviewed by you, I was laughing, telling people, these guys are going to interview me. Here's the name of their podcast. This is going to be so cool, okay? So I'm just so happy to have you here with us now.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Like, I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
So tell everyone listening some cool things. Tell everyone, anything, every and nothing you want to talk about, talk.
Cool things off the top, man. You're dropping the ball on me.
Yeah, we're putting you on the spot now. Come on,
Yeah, it's our
podcasters.
turn to be beating the furnace.
Just cool things about us, cool things in general.
Anything, any, every, or nothing.
Man,
All right, I'll
on the
do this
spot.
for you. I'll do this for you. All right, listen. I always ask a lot of my guests a similar question to this. I'm going to ask you guys the same, okay? So, how old are you? Are you able to tell me your ages?
oh yeah. I'm 27.
Okay.
I'm 35.
Okay. So you guys are younger than my daughter. So the reason I'm asking your age is this, because I like for people out there listening to know, like for instance with me, I'm 61, I'm proud of it. I didn't write my book till I was in my 50s. I didn't start doing radio shows till I was in my 50s, right? So age is just a number. But I'm going to ask you guys something. Growing up, because there's a reason why I'm doing this, and there's certainly a reason why you're doing this. Personalities have a lot to do with things as well, right? Growing up,
Absolutely.
what were your great memories and what were your not so great memories? And what do you think it was that brought you to this place today? One of you.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start on this one, man.
I think for me, my father, he passed away in 2020, age of 52, and he was he was into music. That's where I learned to play guitar. I have a tattoo of a guitar on my
So
arm.
cool.
So it was kind of something that was the good memories I had with him was music. Right in the car, listening to he was more 80s music. So his favorite band was Kiss.
Kiss, okay.
He was kind of all over the place though. He listened a little bit of everything, but more rock. So that was definitely where I think this came from, as far as me wanting to put myself out there. I played music throughout my life. It's just kind of another art form. I look at it this way, in a way. And I think I kind of hold on to that. Him passing away in 2020 kind of made me think, go out there and do what you want to do. Life's short. So it was kind of one of those things where him passing away made me think, like, even if somebody thinks it's stupid to do a podcast, or if they think it's kind of silly, don't worry about them. It's not your story. It's not their story. It's your story. So I think that's kind of why I kind of took that leap of doing something like that.
That was beautifully said. Absolutely beautifully said. And you just
Thank you.
encouraged someone out there right now. You absolutely did. Wow, okay. You, young man, come on.
All right. Realistically, when I was younger, I didn't really have like any goals. Like, I just wasn't motivated to do anything as a kid. I didn't get real into like wanting to reach out to people until Jay had actually mentioned us starting a podcast and whatnot. Because like I'm newer to the area, like the area of Columbus, I don't really know. I know like 6 people around here, and it's all the guys I work with.
Okay.
So when we first started doing the podcast, what really got me interested is like the possibility of like building a family that you get to know, because like me personally, I'm not really close to my family like I used to, living away from them, because I did move away from them. So that part kind of sucks because I can't see my actual family that I used to see all the time. But like building a family like in the podcast, it means something to me. I mean, I enjoy it. Just getting to know like a whole new family. It's kind of like the way I'm looking at it.
Sure.
That's my drive, because like I'm not close to the people I was close with, and I don't really know anybody in this area. So like not knowing anybody drives me to get to know people in other areas. I mean, that's what pushes me to want to do it.
Beautiful. So, all right. So, Jay, let me ask you. Let's talk about your music, and then we'll get back to you, Aaron. So let's talk about your music. So what music influenced you, and what made you want to play the guitar?
I think it was the dad thing. I wanted to be like dad. I think everybody wants to be like
all right.
be like that in a way. Obviously, I didn't have the greatest childhood, and he wasn't always the greatest dad, but that was something we had in common.
Okay.
And I think what drives me more is I play I play a little bit of everything. I don't really not play anything. I mean, I play country music, I play rock music, but I think rock is probably more, just because I think that was the route that my dad gave me, was Kiss and Metallica, stuff like that. So that's more of the type of music I think I'm best at, but I like to dabble in a little bit of everything.
I can't see you with country, but that's pretty cool. Okay, I can see you with Metallica. When you said that, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, you can kind of see it. Actually, there's electronic drum set that would be on this side, electronic drum set, and then there's actually guitars right here. Can't see them real well, but
That's so cool. Okay, so wait, you play the drums as well?
not so much. That's actually more for my son. But I can play. I can play a little bit of keyboard. I can do simple drum. Like if I had a drum machine, I can make a drum beat. I have the mind for it, but not the hand-eye coordination. So it's more my son's.
Did you have to take lessons to play your guitar?
I did not know.
So you
my dad
played on your own?
Yeah, my dad showed me I think one chord or one scale, and I pretty much ran from there.
So then,
And I've been playing.
it's innate in you.
Yeah, so I've been playing about 25 years now. So since I was 10.
Do you sing?
Play anything.
I haven't. I do. I haven't really in any bands, but yeah, I like to dabble with that stuff sometimes.
So do you ever do a cappella?
No, I do not.
Because I was going to say, give me something, right?
Another time.
A little Elvis, baby, for today's date. Okay. Oh my gosh. So Aaron, okay. So growing up, so you don't play. You just laughed and said you don't play any instruments. Okay.
Oh, I can't play instruments. My hand-eye coordination for that isn't there.
Okay. So what was your favorite thing to do growing up?
I played a lot of video games.
Okay.
A lot. And then basically just hanging out with friends. Like I was either playing video games or I was out walking all over town, hanging out with like different groups of friends throughout the day, especially in the summer.
That's where we connected, was actually video games. That's kind of how we started becoming friends, actually.
So wait, do you guys live in the same town? You see each other?
We work together, so we work in the same place. I'm one of the 6 guys he was talking about.
Beautiful.
But
Okay.
we kind of connected. I mean, I gave him I think I asked if he played video games. We exchanged gamer tags, and now it's history, I guess.
Yeah, we became really good friends, and we hang out on weekends. Our kids have play dates.
So okay, so you live. So wait, you're married?
I'm divorced.
Actually, this is actually married now.
Okay, but Aaron, your children.
Well, he's at his mom's right now.
But she lives.
Nope.
Oh, okay, okay. So
she lives back where I'm from. 2 hours away.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in an area.
Gotcha. Okay. Listen. Yes. We had video games, but ours, and I'm sure they still have them in the arcade. You know, the big ones that stand on the floor, and you play and you move the things around.
Yeah.
Well, I was amazing at Defender. I actually owned one, and wallpapered it to match my living room, and it was in my living room. I could beat anyone. Okay, this is back in the day now I'm going, okay, guys? So I was in my 20s. Things, of course, have changed with video games and all that.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, I have a lot of friends in Australia, and I go there often, and I stay with this one family, and the daughter came here recently to visit. She was in New York at a video. All right, I'm going to say this wrong, so I'm just going to tell you what it was and you can figure it out. It was some sort of a VideoCon thing or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And she's part of, her and two guys only met online prior to that. And they made these video games together. And she was part of whatever the program needed. And they did something in New York at this convention center for all these video people. And they got to finally meet. Okay?
That's neat.
So we're in the car driving, okay?
Yeah.
And Ruben, you were with us that day, remember? We went, okay. So I had my granddaughter, I had Samantha and Ruben, and we were going to get some to a vegan restaurant. And all of a sudden, she's seeing like an older gentleman walking with a cane, and she's like, 3 points. And then she sees like, a dog, okay, 5 points. And we're cracking up. I don't really get it. I know what she's saying, like she's shooting them probably, right, to get the points. And I'm like, what is wrong with you, And she's like, that's what we do. That's what we do. So are those the video games like that you do? Do you know what I'm even talking about?
We do play mostly shooter games, yeah, first-person shooters, which would be like, yeah, like you're basically in the army and you're playing against other people that are in the army and you battle it out. That's most of ours, but I think we play a little bit of everything though.
Yeah.
So Aaron,
Yeah, first-person shooter games are like my go-to. Those I'm addicted to those. I have been for a long time.
and so what, you actually like shoot people on the screen?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's other people, so it's like you have a controller and you're basically in a battlefield and you're up against other people around the world.
Yeah.
I mean, we've met people that way too. I mean, we've got friends.
Yeah,
in
we
the
play. You
army.
play online with like everybody.
So it'd be like a battlefield, like a virtual battlefield, and it's real people there. They're like have an avatar or a person that they're playing as, but you basically play. I mean, some of the games we play, it's like 150, 200 people.
So it's not just a cartoon. You guys
Very
are the
realistic.
avatars.
Yeah, it's
Very realistic. Yeah, realistic. Yeah, we're not doing like VR, like we're not like wearing like a headset or something, but it's a controller. But yeah, it's very. I think we both tend to go towards more realistic games like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Now I kind of get what she was doing. Okay.
Yeah, I play with Spartan. His name's his gamer tag is Spartan on Call of Duty or Xbox or whatever he's on. But he lives in a completely different state, and is he in the army?
Yeah, he's in the military, and we
play with him all the time. He's cool.
Yeah, we met a lot of people that way too.
Yeah, you make friends playing video games.
And he's in the army?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in the army.
Yeah.
You know what's
He's
so...
doing it for real and fake.
He's
but you know
video
what?
game
No,
army and going and doing it.
But you know what's so great about that? Let's think about that for a minute. They can communicate with people now on the outside with all this technology. Like, how great is that for them?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, he's been on bases before, yeah, army bases, and been playing with us in a.
He could probably kick your butts though, right? In the fighting ones.
Pretty good. He's pretty good. He's pretty good, but he has yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's like that's like me though. I play guitar, and I don't know if you've heard of the game called Guitar Hero. I can't play that to save my life, and I can play real guitar. So.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, playing games online with people all over the world, like it's almost like a podcast. Like you meet people that you would never have met if it wasn't for you being online, spending time at home or friends or something.
Especially during the pandemic, it really during that time because everybody was sitting at home. So there was a lot of people on at that point. Yeah,
there's guys that 2 years ago we were in a lobby together, in a game, and we invited them to the Xbox chat or something. 2 years have went by, and we're still playing video games with the same person. We've never met him in real life.
Oh, see, that's really nice. See, if we use, all this stuff for good, it's amazing. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like anything; a tool can be used for good or bad. I mean,
right.
but as long as used for good, yeah.
I love it. So your kids, let's talk about your kids a little bit. What do they love doing?
Oh, mine is a tiny little feller who just likes to just get toys all over the place. It's great. That's what he loves to do.
Yeah. For me, I have a 12-year-old stepson and then a 3-year-old daughter. The 12-year-old son, Blake. He's very into sports. Baseball is one of his favorite. He just started soccer up. And then Delilah's a little fiery redheaded girl that has a temper.
That's so cool. So, all right, so let's talk a little bit more about the podcast, okay? So, have you had, and you don't have to say names, none of that, okay? Have you had any shows or guests that really irritated you?
I can think of only one, and it was they kind of came through, and I won't say names,
Okay.
but they were a psychic, and they just didn't have the ability to do the podcast like they said. That was kind of what frustrated us. They said they had all this set up and everything like that, and it was like they were trying to do it on a 20-year-old phone, I feel like. So it didn't really go so well.
Yeah, he was doing it in like a very, like, he was trying to do it in like a very, I felt like it was a very tiny room, and like everything was just clustered. Like you could tell like he wasn't prepared. He wasn't who he was putting himself out there to be, and it was just like
We basically got catfished. I don't know if you've ever seen heard that term, but
So, okay, so how old was this person about?
I don't know.
probably 40, I would say.
Old, really old, right?
That's not right. I'm 35, so that
They
was.
started talking.
I feel it. But, yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so now you're so
Old.
so when you guys do your podcasts, have you had any people reach out to you saying, "Wow, you really encouraged me today"?
No, we've had a lot. We get a lot of people who reach out because they don't like what we're putting out.
Yeah, probably more so. I mean, we have. I've had people in person, or people that I've kind of come across that have said like good things about the podcast and said, but yeah, we actually. I think we talked about when we interviewed you. I mean, we've had videos taken down and stuff like that, and yeah, we've it feels like there's a lot of haters out there.
Okay, so this is going to be a fun conversation. I just shared this with you guys. That's what I was doing. I wasn't ignoring you. Okay, this is going to be a fun conversation now. I want to hear about the haters. Listen, we all have them. I have them too. I want to hear about yours.
Well, we had. I kind of missed the guy who would comment on every single one of our posts. He would just every time he would comment like on how crappy we are, and he said like nobody would listen to our show and all this, and like his profile picture was a picture of him in like his high school band when he was like 20.
Yeah.
And this dude's like 50 years old, and he's just dogging on us like, sorry, we're doing something we're enjoying and you're no longer in your band. That's how I felt about it. I'm like, you're hating on us because we're doing something we enjoy. You don't have to watch it. And he would comment on it and just leave a smart remark every week. And then he started copying and pasting, and we called him out on it. And then he stopped.
Yeah. And I think even last week's episode, we got a comment that said these two guys can't even put a sentence together, stuff like that. Just which, I mean, I'm not saying I'm the most well-spoken person, but I feel like I can put a sentence together.
But like,
we just gotta roll it out. We learned to laugh it off. I think that's kind of the approach. We early on we kind of felt kind of combative and wanted to kind of, but anymore it's like I that one last week I liked it. I liked the comment. So
we laugh about it, and we make fun with it now. Like if you're gonna hate on us, the way we see it is if you're gonna hate on us, that's still a comment that goes towards our page. That's still a dislike that still goes to our page. It's still an interaction, and we get like that benefits us.
So there was a woman. She's gone. I forget. Oh darn it. She was an older actress. Okay, very very famous, all over the world back in the day, and she used to say this: "I'd rather be looked over than overlooked." And she just had a way about her that no matter what anyone said, she would make fun of it publicly and love it. So that's what you guys have, especially you guys. You know, you have to look at yourselves also as like now these, all right, comedians. So you're really like doing stand-up if you think it through, right? So you're on their page. We have a lot of comedic friends through Hamilton Radio. And listen, they get up there and they are heckled. And I mean, they just laugh it off and make fun of the people back in a funny way. So keep doing what you're doing. Enjoy their nonsense and give it back.
Yeah. We definitely have fun with it. I mean, like, we don't take any hate towards us. We don't take it in a bad way. We don't get down about it. Like, we take that hate and like we use it as fuel. I feel like that's what we do with it.
Yeah.
Like, we laugh it off. We have a joke about it, and like we roll. Like, it makes the next episode even better because we got some guy who keeps commenting, but he hates it, but he keeps watching it just to comment on
So
it.
that you know what that means, right? Okay, so all right, listen. Think about this. Number one, he doesn't hate it. Okay, number two,
Obviously not.
he wants to hate it, but he can't. And number three, he's telling people probably every day about you guys that he hates. So this is great.
Wow.
These two idiot guys at, you know, every nothing show, and they're going to go look at it. So that's what's needed.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the way I responded to him was he did something that was 2 weeks in a row, and he did the same like diss towards us, and I was like, "Come on now, buddy." I was like, "I expect a better one next week."
We never heard from him again.
Never heard from him again. Maybe he'll come back.
I had someone many years ago. I had someone that would say something, okay? Nothing horrible, but nothing nice. Okay?
Right.
Because I was talking about either addiction and, you know, giving my view on it or God or whatever it was, right?
Right.
That person now loves my shows. Okay? So we have to take all that. I'm okay because, listen, this is what I say. When people talk about me, they're keeping me famous, right? They're getting me out there.
Absolutely.
And the same with you guys. So even if in 20 years they're still talking bad about the Any Everything Nothing show, you are famous. Right? Think about Howard Stern. Do you know how many people love him and how many people hate him? Think about that. How famous is the guy?
Yeah, we've kind of embraced that. I mean,
Yes.
early on, you kind of want everybody to like you, but I want those haters too, I guess.
Yes, we want the
I want
haters
those
too.
haters.
That's right. That's right.
And like one of my favorite parts is like watching, like as we progress, like watching those numbers build. Like me and Jay will sit here and like we'll go back and forth about like numbers, watching like the views, how many minutes are viewed, how many followers we have now. Like just watching that slowly increase since we first started. Watching that is great. Like I get excited looking at numbers,
It's
especially
so cool.
like now compared to where we were.
Are you a numbers guy?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's not really, no.
No, not really. It just
It's just a way to see it grow, I guess. to
Yeah,
see
sure.
kind of,
I'm being funny because a lot of
yeah,
men like math. I don't. Okay.
I'm not bad at math, but
Uh-huh.
I ain't the brightest.
That's so cool, though. Your stepchild is 12, you said?
Yeah.
So old enough to know what's going on with you guys. So what does he think about the podcast?
He's asked me to be on it, so
So when are you going to have him on it?
I don't know. I've thought about it. He's to the point where he likes to play online video games too, and wants to be like a lot of kids, be a streamer and be online as well. So I'm sure we'll eventually have him on because
So-
it's like I kind of almost want to have him on just to hear the perspective of a child in some of these.
You need
topics.
to have
Oh
him.
man, we definitely need to get him on here.
You need to get him on ASAP. I'm, as a grandmother here, I'm telling you, get him on ASAP because listen to me. In a year or two, he might not care and say, I don't want to be on it. You don't want to miss this opportunity.
Right.
Please do it,
That's a very valid point.
okay? Because
Yeah.
once they hit 13, 14, listen, as good as you are, you're probably going to be the old guy doing this podcast. Stay away from me. What do you mean, you know?
Yeah.
So
He'll be
embrace
13
that.
next month, so yeah, I better
No,
jump on it.
please do it. Embrace it and get his perspective because he'll cherish this forever. Even if he tells you a year from now, oh, no good, he's going to cherish it. And the
Right.
same with you. Okay?
Right.
Please do it.
Well, I plan on it.
Okay. So what else can we talk about? Let's talk a little more.
Another one of my favorite episodes that was it was kind of difficult for me, is the one about me dating a narcissist. Um, that that is like one of my favorite episodes that we did, and like I had
I
people
recommend
like,
checking it out.
yeah, I had people like get a hold of me and be like, dude, I'm surprised like you put that out there to like everybody, like anybody can listen to that. And I was like, at that time, I didn't think about it that way, but like when they were saying that, I'm like, yeah, like I just dropped my story to anybody who ever wants to listen to it. And
Mhm.
before I was like only telling certain people like what happened and like what I went through. It was a
It's
rough
almost like
episode.
therapy sometimes, our podcast can be too.
Yeah, yeah. Mental health is like a big thing for me and for Jay.
Mhm.
I need you to send that, please, podcast to me in Messenger. I need to send it to someone I care about who just
Okay.
got out of a situation like that.
Okay,
Okay,
Okay?
can definitely do that.
we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll do that. It was it like a lot of my family listened to it, and that was the weird thing because like I didn't tell my family members like in depth of everything that happened, and then they listened to it and they're like, dude, we didn't know this happened. It's like, yeah, like this is like the state I'm going through, like this is what happened, this is how I got here. And I put it out there, and it was easy to do because like I was talking to Jay about it, and like he helped me. He's gonna say I give him more credit than I should, but he helped me
Yeah.
in a way like nobody else did. So like it was easier to talk to him about it.
Yeah. I mean, a quick synopsis of it is, I mean, people that want to go check it out is that he was living with somebody that was literally living a double life.
Yep.
They literally living a double life. They were with other people and living other places when they were gone. And I mean, it was, I think where he's giving me credit is that I saw through the lies. One thing that actually I told him, being a musician, when you talk to somebody else that plays music, you'll talk their ear off. I mean, you just connect almost immediately. And she was telling him that she was this great musician, and I asked her about music, and she was like, "Yep," and then didn't talk about it anymore. And I was like, "That's kind of weird. I've never met a musician that doesn't want to talk about music." Um, but yeah, I definitely recommend go check it out because it is one of our more interesting
Okay. Please,
podcasts.
I
It's
need
crazy.
to.
I went through. I thought it was a great time, and then I found out what I thought everything was not it, and then it threw me into like a deep depression, and I've been kind of battling it ever since then. So
But the good thing here is this. Listen to me a minute, okay, kiddo? For you to be able to put that out there, that means you're healing. That's what
yeah,
that means.
I feel like I'm doing better.
Yes.
Like I'm trying to be better.
That means
Like
you're
I got
healing.
to the point to where like I hated being depressed every day, and like I couldn't get out of it. I mean, Jay knew I was pretty bad at times.
Hmm.
But like I'm trying to be more positive about things, trying to see like the better things in every day. And I got tired of being in the slumps all the time and like just being mad. So like I'm trying to stay ahead of the game, I guess.
Well, you do know that that podcast has already helped someone else.
And I hope so. I really do. I
Yeah,
really do hope so.
Okay?
I
I'm
believe
telling
that
you.
fully too. I
One,
mean, like I said, just the
100%. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, that I didn't know. Okay, so I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah, I
And
went through it was crazy. Threw
it
me through
was a
all
big
kinds of
thing for
loops.
Aaron too because he is a very private person.
yeah,
I'd say he's pretty private, and for him to put him out there, it was pretty astonishing. I mean, it was one of those things that I told him. I was like, "This story needs to be heard," and I was
yes.
like, "When you're ready, we'll do it." And one time, it was just on a whim. One night, he was like, "We're gonna do it tonight," and I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
went with it.
I
And
didn't I was for the longest time I didn't want to. And I basically that night I got on, I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm never gonna do it. And we rolled with it. And Jay asked the right questions, and I told my story. And after that, like it was kind of weight off my shoulders, but it was kind of like a whole nother battle I had to go through. But being able to put it out there was like the best feeling ever.
Yes. You know, I'm going to share something with you. When I was in the rehab at 30 years old, I remember this was probably the most important thing they told me. Write letters while I was in a rehab to people that I needed to say things to and to myself. I still have those letters because I kept that folder. It's still in my office, okay? And I remember when I was going to write this book in 2016, I went in that folder and I started crying reading these letters. And I remember what they told me. I didn't have to give the letters to the people. As long as I wrote them, that was healing for me.
Let's get off your chest.
So what you did is huge, huge, and healing.
Yeah, it was definitely the right step in the direction I needed to go.
Good.
Because I mean, I had my days where like I would like second guess things, and I would talk to Jay about it. He's like, "Dude, don't you even do this." And like he kind of kept me on that. To me, you kept me on like the right path because I was like second guessing all kinds of things. You're like, "Come on, man." You were calling me out on it, and it was there plain as day, but I was just so blinded.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. Beautiful. I'm proud of you. Wow. Okay. That shocked me, but I'm so happy you talked about that. No, because other people listening need to hear that it's so vital, guys, to get your stories out there. That's when the healing begins.
And that's kind of when I think after that episode is when we started touching mental health quite often.
Okay.
We've talked about mental health quite a few times, but I'm pretty sure that episode is like it got me comfortable enough to like tell more about myself and like the stages I've went through and like where I was.
Yeah. We've had an event that we did live that was based on mental health, and it's something. And I think like what he says, like I've kind of helped him. It's because I've been down some bad paths in my life. So I feel like if you're a person that has made mistakes, it's not only good for you to learn from your mistakes, but it's that knowledge needs passed on to other people.
Right.
I feel anyways.
That's
so they
right.
don't have to make the same one.
That's right. That's right. You guys are, to me, too young to even be talking like this. This is so amazing to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a crazy world now.
This is
I
so
think
awesome.
age is by experience more than it is years. I feel
Yes. Amazing. Wow. Okay. I love you guys more. Okay. I love you guys more. Phew. Okay. So, what else? Let's each have one more story. Come on. I want to hear a little bit more from both of you.
Man, I mean, that was all about me. Jay, tell a little about you. I mean,
Come on, Jay.
the whole section there, that was about my
Anything.
crazy life.
Funny, nonsense, nothing,
yeah. But yeah, I think back to, like I said, the mistakes that I as well have dated a narcissist before and been kind of mentally messed up by another person. That's something that was rough, and I definitely didn't make the right decisions my first go around. But even from, I had to grow up pretty early. I'm the oldest of, actually, parents together. They had 6 kids, but I'm the oldest of 9.
Okay.
And I actually have a 6-year-old sister, and I'm 35.
Oh.
So early on, I had to kind of be more mature, because I mean, I have a brother that's like a year and a half younger than me. He's the only one out of all of them that I didn't change their diapers. So it was one of those things where early on, it's like you had to kind of grow up. I remember being 4 or 5 years old and already like cooking, like help cook breakfast and stuff for siblings. And
I couldn't reach the stove.
yeah, that's one thing. I'm about 6'2", and how tall are you, Aaron?
I'm 5'5". There's a huge.
So there's a big difference.
You're still a little taller than me, Aaron. Okay, I'm 5'4". Yes.
I'll take it.
All right, baby.
But I think that's too. I think where you're talking about like us being mature. I think for me it comes from that. I didn't have, and I think that's why when I got 18, 19 years old, I did go down drug addiction as kind of as you did.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of, I didn't have a childhood as much as some other
Okay.
kids did, so
Yep.
I kind of lived through that, and definitely made big changes. I try to be as positive as I can be. I mean, I try to stay a positive person. I'm also a realist at the same time. It's kind of
Yes,
toe
it
that
bugs
line.
me. He gets me with that one.
But yeah, I think that's how I got here, and how I'm, as you
So
say, more mature.
let me ask
probably.
you something. So you're right. Now I get why you guys seem so mature with your path. But let me ask you something. Um, the drug addiction. How long were
Mhm.
you involved with drugs?
Um, I would say like um probably I probably I smoked weed for the first time when I was 13.
Hmm.
In fourth grade, I started smoking cigarettes.
Oh,
So it was pretty young I started, and then by mid 20s I had already kind of been like this isn't for me. I think for me, um, I don't think I was ever really addicted to one specific thing. I was kind of all over the place. I mean, I did a
okay.
little bit of everything, but it was one of those things where um, a family member that was really close to me, um, I never like stole from anybody like that. I was not that kind of drug addict. I never was like that. I was more of a party person.
Okay.
But I was a family member had a surgery and had some pain pills. Somebody that I really care about even to this day, like very close. And I started to grab a pill out of there, and I was like, what am I doing? Like
Gotcha.
that was kind of like my rock bottom moment was like I'm one of these people that are really one of the best people ever in my life and has done everything they could for me, and I'm gonna steal something from them and a drug from them.
Oh,
So that was kind of where I definitely saw a big change. And I mean, I haven't done a hardcore drug since. I mean, I've drank and I have done marijuana since then. But
okay.
when I was 25, since then, I've never touched anything
Beautiful.
anything of the such since then.
Beautiful. All right. So now I don't want you to think that you wanted to say something or talk about something and you forgot or didn't do it. Now's your opportunity to think about it. Is there anything you want to touch base on that you haven't?
Uh, I mean, I can give you a little bit like, I mean, when I was in high school, my parents were separated, so it was kind of weird, you know, us living with my dad instead of my mom. They were two like they raised kids completely different. My dad didn't really care that we went out and did things, so like all through high school, I was a partier. Um, and you know, like I drank a lot and I smoked a lot of weed in high school. And by the time I hit, now I got married at 19. I got married young. Um, we bought a house and everything, and then unfortunately, you know, we got divorced. And I never had like that 21. I never had like go out and drink all the time, go to the bars all the time. I never did that because I personally felt like I drank way too much as a teenager. I just didn't have that in me anymore to be a partier. Like I can't go out and drink 30 beers a night. Like I'm not about that life anymore. So, and then being married and then being divorced, I have goals I want to set for myself, things I learned, things I want to do before I get married again, like where I want to be in a couple years. And then like my biggest drive, like my biggest goal in life is to obviously be better than both my parents. Like, yeah, they're completely different now. Like they've changed, but like where I'm at in each stage of my life, I want to be ahead of where they were. Like
Oh,
that's my goal is to like my
oh,
biggest goal is to be better than my father ever was.
that's beautiful. I'm going to share something with you also based on what you just said. I my very first therapy session after changing my life and everything, and I walked in and she said, "Jerry, why are you here?" And I said, "I don't want to be my mom." Isn't that
Yeah.
something? And
Yeah.
I worked my butt off. And my mother wasn't a bad person, but she was sick all the time, didn't care, didn't take care of herself on purpose, and just, but they came from a different lifestyle. But my point is, that's beautiful that you've acknowledged that, and that's your goal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. I got to strive for something, and that's what it is.
So, where do you see your podcast going? I know where I see it's going, but where do you guys see it going?
I mean, I'd love for it to get big. I mean, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But
Just grow in community. Like I said, the
yeah,
circle. I mean, I don't care how big it gets, but I know it's going to keep getting bigger. I mean, it's just
yeah,
trending that way. So, I don't like I said, we do look at numbers and views and stuff like that, but it's more of um,
the
the
community.
community and the thing. And that's one thing do want to put out there is, like you said at the beginning, if anybody ever needs somebody to talk to or has something they need to go going through and need somebody to talk to, the Any Every Nothing podcast is there for you too. Just as you said at the beginning, on top of the show.
Yeah, I mean, people. We've even put it out there that people can message us if they need to, if they're having a bad day and they got nobody to talk to, or they don't want to talk to somebody who's going to judge them. Like anybody can reach out to us if they just need to vent to people. Like, we're gonna respond.
And even if they want to be made fun of, you're good at that, right? You guys got this. You guys got this, man. Listen, I can make fun of myself. I make fun. Listen, I'm really good at that. Listen, that's what people need at times, to be able to laugh at themselves. You know, all kidding aside, like we do. And the gift you guys have and the experience at such a young age that you guys have and what you're doing with it, please don't ever stop. Okay?
I don't plan
on it. I don't plan on it as well.
So do you guys have like your own YouTube channel?
We do. We do have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
We're on Facebook, Spotify, TikTok. TikTok would be the A.E.N podcast.
Okay.
And then everything else is the Any Every Nothing podcast on everything else, basically. YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify.
Tell everyone, tell them exactly how to reach out to you guys or get in touch and watch your shows. That's okay. Tell them exactly. Spell it out.
Okay, so it's the Any Every Nothing podcast, and that was Facebook's probably the best because it'll link it to everything else from there. That's pretty much the hub for us. That's where we're talking about. If you want to reach out, Messenger on there, we do have our messages open for the page. So that's where we're talking about. If you want to reach out there, that's where to reach us.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to listen to it, but you can't sit there and watch, the videos that we post on Facebook or the videos that are on YouTube, if you go to our Spotify page, the Any Every Nothing podcast, you can listen to it wherever. You don't have to sit there and just watch a video. Put your phone in your pocket and play it through something.
Very cool. So, okay. So we're going to be coming to the close of the show. I would like to say my thank yous to you guys, okay, first and foremost. Again, I really am honored that you said yes to me for two things, to interview me and to be interviewed. Okay.
It's been a great time.
Ditto.
Because listen, our age difference, the God thing, the atheist thing, like all of it, right? And it fit. It was beautiful. And listen, you guys do own a piece of my heart. And I laugh when I tell people about your show because it's awesome. Okay. And I don't want to ever see it stop. Okay. I don't ever want to see it stop. What you guys are doing is really encouraging people. Even in your silliness, that's what people need. Okay? Even when people tell you they can't stand what you're doing, that's what people need. Listen, it's all amazing.
See that, guys? She was already drinking. You heard her?
Ruben, you know what? Come out here for 1 minute and give them your opinion. I really want you to. Now, this guy, his dad is black, but his mother's Italian. He's like a little older than my daughter, so I have permission to slap him okay? His mother told me I could. So listen, young man. Tell them what you think of this. He said to me,
so
wait.
I'm going to be stereotypical since I'm mixed. So this is what I tell people, since I'm black, Italian, and Puerto Rican, and British. So I'm going to come and kidnap you, bring a knife, and bury you in the pinelands while you're eating a watermelon.
He's an idiot, okay? But listen.
With some rice and beans.
Wait, when I told
Cover all the
him,
bases there.
when I told him what to type for your name for the thing, he goes, what? What is that? What? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Well, A.E.N.
I hope you understand it more now.
I know, right?
So tell them what you think of this show.
Oh, you guys were fantastic. And I'm great.
Appreciate it. It means a lot.
God bless you guys. I know you're an atheist, but God bless you anyway.
Aw.
And because
Say bless
you know
every
what?
time he sneezes.
Exactly. Because with your story for everybody else that you guys grow up to show that no matter who you are, what age you are, everybody makes mistakes. We all have a past. Some of us are ashamed for it, but me and Geri had a discussion about that once, where the Bible talks about judgment, right? And my take on it is they say, yeah, you should judge, but then Christ says you shouldn't judge. And this is my take on it. You can judge the issue, but not the person.
Yes.
Right.
Because if you're having a smoking problem, alcohol problem, and I think also when people could come to a person without judgment, they can get help more.
Yeah.
And and saying like, well, you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. That's not helping the issue. You're judging the person.
Right.
But if someone comes and says, I have an alcohol problem, I have a sex addiction, or whatever the case may be, and you're a good friend or someone I can come and talk to without judgment or ridicule or any type of, bastard style or retaliation, instead just say, let me help you.
Right.
That's
and that's
it.
what their podcast is doing. Your podcast
Just
is
let me
doing
help
that, boys.
You guys do that as well, both of you.
Exactly. And
You know?
and I think a lot of people would. I think everybody's so consumed in the mental thought of being judged that they feel that some people probably feel that there's no help out there, and people need to feel comfortable. And I'll be honest with you, people should be. I mean, we're all living this one planet we call home. So whatever you do on one side of the world is going to affect the other side. And thousands of years later, they still haven't figured that out yet, And if we could all just come to one another and just say, hey, I need to talk to you without judgment. And he said, no, I won't judge you. Just say what the problem is, and maybe I can find a solution.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of like pointing a finger, oh, you should do better and stuff like that. That's not helping you. You're just demonizing the person.
You're closing that door, not
Closing
opening
it. Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I tell everyone that you're probably going to be shocked at some things you hear, at first moment. But at the end of the day, the person's coming to you for help and not judgment. Because if they want to be judged, they could just go out in the world and get just ridiculed. And there's people that call themselves Christians and Muslims and any other type of religion and stuff like that. But yet, in all the religions basis, they tell you not to judge, but yet you do it.
Yep. I was actually.
And not you guys personally. Or anything
I have
like
to
that.
tell you something. I was actually judged by a family member who was a Christian, many moons ago, and actually said these words to me. I said, you need to stop judging people. And this person said to me, well, you're just in a different league. You don't even judge prostitutes. Said that to me. Listen, and I said, you're right, I don't. Because that poor prostitute didn't grow up saying, I want to do this. She could have been raped by an uncle or has 3 babies at home she's got to feed. That's how I feel. But
Yeah.
a
don't know the story,
Christian, that was from a
Christian.
Christian, okay? But so this is why I wanted to bring them here on Hamilton Radio, because I really want to help them get their podcast out there.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Right.
It's amazing.
It's
They're amazing.
Amazing, guys. Amazing. When you say your show is about nothing, I kind of thought about Seinfeld.
Sometimes it be like that.
So Seinfeld was my favorite show, and Friends and Seinfeld. But Seinfeld was top to me. And I met him a couple times. I went to a couple of his shows, and I'll never forget. I was listening to some of the tapings and what they were talking about. And I'll never forget, and I thought this was the coolest thing. And you're right. I didn't even think about Seinfeld with these guys, but you're right. Because when George went in, it was part of one of the shows they were talking about it. I don't know if you've seen all the Seinfeld. I own all of them. And when George went in to talk to the producers said, well, what is the show going to be about? And he went, nothing.
Oh, I saw
That's
that.
us.
I forgot. Yeah, it's nothing. And he goes, nothing. What do you mean? Well, nothing.
Nothing. We made a show about
So
nothing.
you guys, listen, are on your way.
Right. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay? So go take us out, baby.
I can't afford all y'all.
I eat a lot.
Exactly.
So, guys, thank you again.
Thank you
honest
guys
to
for
God.
coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us on.
I want-
Always welcome.
I want you to say, he's going to go set us up to end this and put my theme song back on, but I want you guys to tell the listening audience, each one of you take a turn. Aaron, you go first. Just a couple sentences of encouragement for them. Go ahead.
My biggest thing, I say it all the time, and we've said it even tonight, but nobody's ever alone, and like we're not gonna push away anybody because of their view, or their color, or anything. We're not pushing anybody away. So like our goal is to connect with everybody, and we want everybody to be able to connect to us, and I want that to be known. Like it's open. We're there all the time.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Jay?
Yeah, we can have completely different opinions, and you're gonna you're gonna have completely different opinions, and same thing. We're here, and hope you come listen and kind of join the community and help it grow, and almost like Aaron said earlier, make it a family.
Amen to that, baby. Listen, you guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ruben, take
Thank
us
you.
out. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
It's really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.